77 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Geno. Oh, and that is incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. Down the sideline he goes. And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about. So take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And, Charles, the name of the game last time, efficiency. Their very first snap, they connected for a quick touchdown.
They get more value than just the points from that series as well. Only needing one play, it keeps the entire offense rested up. Many times when a play breaks down and the quarterback's moving around outside of the pocket, you're thinking just get rid of something short. But a lot of guys are coached, think deep, take the big shot, hoping someone can get lost behind the secondary. They weren't able to connect on that one.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Back to throw, Smith. And his throw is incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
On 4th down, Smith. That is caught. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Geno now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
I I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and the defense's #1 goal.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 14-7. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm about to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
Liam Eichenberg, second-round pick in 2021 from Notre Dame, the guilty party. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. Out of the gun, Smith. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Now, the offense, they had really not been able to mount anything yet on that drive, and the defense made sure they couldn't mount anything. The interception and the return adding 6 to the scoreboard.
And that's no small return for a linebacker, partner. He took matters into his own hands and his legs on that pick. And once he had it, I don't think anyone on the field could have stopped him.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And Metcalf going to have the Seahawks 1st down as he gets this up past the 40. Throwing now is Geno. And Walker. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
1st and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Now 2 are going to change the play. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On play action, here's Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Draymond Jones. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Play action, now it's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. Here's Blake Gillikin now. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. Pretty entertaining start. 14-all the score on EA Sports. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. From his goal line here, Smith. A quick target here, complete to Metcalf. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. Here's Hill on the return. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at the 45. Going to the air. Tagovailoa under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Uchenna Nwosu. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Up the middle, Achane. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
Or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down.
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 3rd and long, it's Tagovailoa. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Draymond Jones able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
To throw is Smith. Going right back to Fant. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. Throwing is Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Smith, and this throw finds Smith and Jigba. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Here's 2nd and 3. Smith throwing again. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
And this one nearly intercepted. Oh, that's a ball he thinks he should have had. Instead, maybe a chance for the offense to get 3 out of it after all. 4th down. Myers' kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
First down, Miami, as they get set to start the drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Looking to pass. Tua. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Tua going to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Hill going to go in motion right. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Smith on 1st down. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Smith. And Walker has it. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. Myers' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game.
Okay,
in our
Coach,
game, expect to see the starters for at least one more drive, something to look forward to.
For quarter
as we
number
get back
3.
out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Smith now to throw. Short throw to Disley. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 49-yard line. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They run again with Walker. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
It's a gain of 1 yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Eluding the pressure right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. They were held out last time. Here now is 3rd and goal from the 1. Here's Smith. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Will Disley from a yard out. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Gino's going to throw. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
On first down, Tagovailoa on the move to his left. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Out to his left. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Huntley. And that's going to be incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
And a short gain down to about the 33.
Now they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got them this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
Rolling to his left. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked up by Trey Brown. And the Seahawks are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Turnover that just got them the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here, though?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. Wear down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
On 1st and 10, Gates. He'll get that to Charbonnet.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. To Charbonnet, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38 to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Again, it's Charbonnet, and able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Gates. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And he hits the upright, but it caroms in anyway. Boy, plenty of distance there as he banks it in. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
They're going for it. Huntley. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. On the give, here's Charbonnet. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.